Funny jokes to kick off map 3, NRG taking on G2. And here we go into this one. Now we'll see if NRG takes this away. I think that's great points. Like G2 with an NRG that's in the middle of a transition, this is something that G2 should be able to win. Especially, it's so hard to bet against the G2 team where Kenny S is playing like this. He just had 35 kills in the last map.
Yeah, I can't really even understand how it could get to map number 3. If you showed me that scoreboard, I'd be like, yeah, that's it. They should win it 100% of the time. So don't think they're going to be very satisfied with it. But now they should. I think they just need to forget about that and try and not have some kind of collective meltdown on this map, because if they end up losing to NRG, then that would be an entirely different story. Shox, P250 looking out long, and he's going to lose that fight to Breeze, and that's huge. Now the rest of the push, if it's spotted, Ethan, yeah, he sees that. And what a beautiful shot.
That was beautiful. And now with long secured as well, taking this bomb site becomes near impossible. You have Breeze at long, Ethan doesn't even have to worry about this part of the map, and Breeze now going for the flank. Another great shot from him. Almanac is down. He can get one more before he falls. It's just Jax. No armor, and Tarek gets the headshot as well. And this is the nightmare situation. G2 not closing this out. This is a good map for Overpass. NRG has loved this map for some time.
Yeah, they are going to be pretty pumped on it, and I mean, a lot of those players on NRG got really warmed up on that second map on Dust 2 there. So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would be a little bit scared right now if I was on the G2 side. Breeze was definitely one of them. Had a terrific first half.
Who are you taking to win this map?
I have to stay with G2.
I'm going to NRG.
Oh, you've done it.
I would have thought G2 before the series, but now after Dust 2, looking at Overpass as well, I'm taking NRG.
Well, let's see how it plays out. Breeze certainly having a good time here. Going to be Ethan helping him out, but they don't lose a single player. No bomb plants in the first 2 rounds. So it's going to be now, finally, G2 could pick up the rifles. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it isn't crazy. I can't deal with the heartbreak, Moses. I can't have Kenny playing this well and G2 still not winning. You know?
That would be like a whole new level of hell, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because at least when you could sort of tell yourself, well.
Although, I mean, at the same time, it is kind of the story of his career. He's been the one-man army quite a few times.
Yeah, it's true. Didn't even think about that. Just thought we'd gone past that.
Thought we'd all agree that we were done with that.
Speaking of Kenny, got grenaded twice there, down to 36, so great way to get started. And they're going to fall all the way back.
I'm really interested to see what G2 is going to do in this round on their T side. We saw, you know, on Train, T side is not the prettiest thing in the world. Here as well, a tactical map. We'll see if G2 can manage it. But on this round specifically, it's going to be so tough because it's really, really difficult to slow play and do a map control style with the kind of utility they have, which is what they've come out with and shown. There's one of the 2 smokes they had used to get control of this early stage of bathrooms. You've got a Molotov, 2 flashbangs, and 1 smoke. Someone's going to have to deliver an incredible shot.
Yeah, they've got the material for it. I mean, if they get up against one of these FAMASas or maybe the MP9, then that's a pretty winnable fight. Tarek hiding in the corner. They do have a Molotov unlucky, so theoretically they could try and burn that out in that corner. It would be a bit of a guess if they could know that he was there.
I was going to say, I think with only 1 smoke as well, the priority for that Molotov is towards a choke point, right? Like, you can't just throw a Molotov away trying to clear out that one single corner. They're going to go back towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big stack down here. 3 people. Dap's going to play up close. 19 seconds on the clock, and they're going to start to make their way in. It is a pretty good entry, but Breeze is going to follow it up. He gets 1 and still has a bit more left, but they're going to run him down. 9 seconds, and the bomb is going to be planted here. They can't really take it down. Cirque, he really wishes that he could have denied that plant, but it's not going to happen, and it will be G2 cutting it close, I must say.
Yeah, but I'll stand corrected. I mean, I did not expect him to have that successful of a hit with the kind of utility they brought into it. Daps close up was ineffective. He should have been the close warning signal that allowed the 2 players inside the site to really know exactly where to put their crosshairs, but Breeze just couldn't get it done. Shox works that pillar perfectly. First round on the board for the offense, but still investment, still fight left in NRG. 2 AUGs, a scout, and a couple of SMGs. Decent amount of nades as well, but this time G2 looking much better with their utility.
Yeah, they've got a lot to work with here. And maybe the lack of utility on the NRG side is part of the reason why they're going this aggressive. Too long and two of the bathrooms. If anyone had been pushing there for G2, they would have had some trouble, kind of like Kenny.
That's the bomb.
Oh, no.
And they're all so far away. He's going to have so much time to get secured and time enough for Tarek to come join up with him as well from long. That's beautiful. What a stranglehold NRG has on this round at the moment. As long as Cirque can just watch their back and you know, watch players coming up the danger stairs, this is going to be really, really difficult for G2 to get control of the bomb.
Shock's being sent over here alone. He's got Amanek, maybe could set up for a flashbang, but there's no way to know if it's actually going to work at this particular angle. Shox gets one, but he's down immediately afterwards. And again, the time that's being bought here is another big problem. 50 seconds and 2 versus 4.
Amanek's going for desperation, going to try and wrap around Breeze, but I don't think he's aware Cirque has now come to join up. It's all down to timing, and it's not going to be with Amanek. Cirque is going to find this kill for free. This bomb, that one death from Kenny S, is such a disaster.
It really is, and I mean, again, in terms of building momentum and trying to get themselves back in the game here,
yeah,
it's going to be rough for G2.
You had all the utility. You had 5 rifles. You were going up against 2 SMGs and a scout. On the other side of things, that's a big reprieve for NRG.
They're going to have to think about what they want to do now. Actually, Jack's in buying, so they're going to go for it with very, very limited weaponry, almost no utility at all. I guess they just want to keep the pressure up on that NRG economy, but I'm still wondering if this is really worth it. That one AK has got to do a lot on Shox.
This is one of those rounds where it feels like you have to judge the decision once you see what happens. This is a big gamble. Roll the dice in a way. Smoke comes out late. They're going to beat that. Oh, and Ethan's going to peek out. He can have so many. Decent damage done. Tarek, though, is brought low. This is actually not bad whatsoever from G2. A 2-on-3 situation. This AK, that battle is everything. Shox is going to win it. Down to Daps and Breeze. 1 minute and 15 seconds. The entire map is available to G2.
Yeah, they could go pretty much wherever they want. The question is, on a map like Overpass, there are so many little corners that you have to check along the way. You see Breeze has put himself in a really good position. He can spot their feet coming through. He could do a lot from this one.
Yeah, but this is wild from the T side. I don't know why they're splitting up so much. Shox is just looking for a push, but Amanek is way, way exposed. And the tough part is you could understand it if Shox wanted to throw a fake, but he's got no utility. There's nothing he can really do at the B bomb site to take pressure away from Amanek. So relatively dangerous. And now with 40 seconds left, Shox at some point is going to have to throw caution to the wind, and he's going to have to run to catch up. He does it in playground. No one nearby to hear these. Breeze is going to have a fast flank up the stairs behind the A bomb site. Daps just needs to live for him to come into play.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could just buy a little bit of time here, I mean, there's only 24 seconds, but yeah, that will get Breeze a lot closer to this kind of A hit that's coming in. Amanek does have a Molotov, so that could come into play as well if they manage to isolate Daps, but only 13 seconds, and they're going to walk clean onto the site. Breeze.
He calls it because he doesn't see legs with his time.
Yeah, that's really smart. Now, they should get the bomb plant down. Oh, he catches him right after the plant goes through, and now it's all on Shox, and he just can't even hold it. Daps will take him down. Big win in this round here for NRG. Remember, that was a pretty risky force-up from G2.
Yeah, and they almost had it. Just a bit unfortunate, time running out. They spent a lot of time kind of getting into that position, and Breeze just realizes when he's spotting through that short tunnel and sewers, he's like, oh, 15 seconds left. You don't actually have time to make it into the bomb site and plant. So I will just go to the A. And that's a free kill on the planter as soon as the bomb goes down. Well done. 4 rounds in the favor. Ooh. Heard some language.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's
they're gonna molly something.
That's good though. I mean, I think there is some research, Moses, that if you do use, swear words and stuff, you actually
become better at the game.
You become better at the game. Just you feel less pain, I think, too.
Is it?
Yeah. If you hit yourself over the hand with a hammer or something, and you say something, that does actually lessen the pain a little bit.
Okay. Cool.
Good to know, right?
Yeah, I'll remember that next time I destroy my finger with a hammer.
Yeah, you do a lot of hammering at home? Oh, that's not bad. Couple of good grenades there. Still need to follow up on it, which is kind of the problem.
NRG's really loosen the reins. Everyone's making plays. G2's going to have to come back for Tarek, and they do find him. Great shot from Kenny, and Sir can't hit the jumping shot. Got to drop the smoke and get himself into safety. With this weapon, though, they want to get aggressive. They want to try and lock him in. It's not going to happen. Cirque's too good for that. He slips away with his first kill in the round. Look at Breeze now, though, on the minimap, pushing through Monster Tunnel. So, again, all the information, the extremities, the sides of these maps being pushed at all times by NRG.
They almost catch him. If they could have got that kill for free, that would have been something, but... Oh, and Jack's waiting on the other side. Dapp's pushing in. The bomb now making its way back, and he's controlling the stairwell. They can get there with the bomb plant as well. Cirque taking a little bit of a shot. Jack's thinking about it, but he obviously wants to control this space so that they can get the bomb plant down. Wow, what a turnaround here. It's definitely not done yet, but NRG, this would be a pretty big gift to G2 if they couldn't actually retake this bomb site. Cirque, flashbang, and he's going to be going Jax, turning around, and Kenny will be there with the revenge. Triple for him, double for Jax. And that is going to be G2 somehow. They get the round back. I can't even believe it.
Well, it's such a that round comes down to just small margins, just small errors. Tarek on that flank gets shocks and then continues to push the envelope. He could have just waited patiently and let them come to him and just make sure they can't get back out. The rotation away from that A bomb site without considering a pistol might be up close. Just a couple slips of the focus. This one, I mean, Breeze probably could have had a double kill. I'm not sure if that was resolution, if he just, for whatever reason, didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah. Now, a force up in return. This is Cirque with no armor. And then AWP looking all the way through the flower bed here. Not going to catch anyone yet, but...
You want to talk about a gamble that may not be worth it.
Yeah.
G2 had one earlier that they almost got away with but didn't. Now NRG's got one themselves.
By the way, if NRG keep playing this style, I actually think that might be the worst thing that could happen to G2, because...
What, the constant pushing?
Yeah, and like something that feels a lot more like a scrim than an actual team, because that can be really hard to play against, you know. It's
really hard to read.
Like, one thing is having NRG play, you know, with sort of like less focus, but still sort of trying to call real strategies. But if they just throw it out of the window and say, okay, fine, we're just going to be running around, then their skill ceiling is pretty high, you know. That could be dangerous.
I don't think we'll see it just because they are a team that's pretty well-versed on Overpass. Nice job from G2, find that opening pick. And this kind of a buy, you really want Cirque to be the point of contact, and they haven't been able to make that happen. We saw him boost it up towards middle to try and find the opening pick, couldn't see anything. Now he's gotten to get into a position where he can be the linchpin of this defense. And all these smokes and Molotovs and flashbangs does not make it easy. Missed shot, time to bail out if you have this AWP. Time to go save that gun, and it's not going to happen. He goes back for a fourth peek. Ethan, they know he's committed to the bomb site. They've got him boxed in.
Yeah, he was never going to make it out. The AWP won't be living through that one either. Maybe it will, just on the other team. 4-3. Moving into round number 8. I really think they've left the door open a little bit here, NRG. They could have had such a huge lead right now.
Yeah, that round, losing that force buy, or that eco, essentially, I think it was just pistols without armor even. Losing that round just a couple ago is...
And then forcing up with the AWP and not saving it here means now they have nothing at all.
Yeah, this is going to be... There's 2 rounds that are going to have a profound impact on the rest of this half, on the rest of this match. Could decide the series even.
Yeah.
4-3, only USPs for the defensive side of things, and that's obviously going to make G2 feel supremely confident to just get in advanced positions in these choke points and just hold the angles.
Some grenades even softening things up a little bit here, but those USPs, even when they connect, it isn't really an impressive amount of damage. Trying their best. Jax continuing the spray, transfer it onto that lower ground player in Daps. That worked out pretty well for him. So that's going to tie it up 4-4. And now I'm kind of curious to see if NRG are going to be able to continue this kind of aggressive play, because that seemed to be really cool. That did a lot for them. Now G2, though, built up a pretty good bank. 12,000 on Kenny.
$12,000 on Kenny, 6,400 on Shocks and Almanac. Yeah, plenty of cash flow coming in for the attacking side. No AWP on NRG either. Almanac gonna take quick control. Oh, that's a lot of damage done. Wow. Look how much spam. Yeah, Jax gets cleaned off, but even Lucky's been tagged up just a bit. That is Very nice find for NRG and the late boost as well.
Yeah, but they're boosting on either side. Oh no, if either one turns around, that could have been it. Instead, it's going to be Breeze to pick up the kill. That was so awkward for a second there.
They must have heard or saw it for them to be looking directly at that spot for the boost. The player lower on was swinging wide to try and find it, and obviously Breeze was looking for it as well. So, a 5-on-3. Kenny, Shox, and Amanek, no map control. No presence in bathrooms or A. All they've got is this B hit, and Kenny's going to lead the way with the op. Wants to find the pick, and he's got the first.
It's a good way to get started, but Breeze was actually low already. This is the entry, though, from Amanek. Knocking out 2 players behind a Shox flashbang. And that's going to give them the bomb plant. How did they get back in this round? They have 2 Molotovs still left. That's complete horror for NRG.
That wasn't, I mean, the flashbang from Shox is great. That allows Amanek to get the 2 entries. The 1 kill from Kenny is just a dry peek in towards Monster. And, oh, that's got to feel... Now, if you're NRG, you start getting that, like, sinking feeling in your gut. You're like, oh, no. We've really botched this half.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Because when you get those opening kills and you've got the stack on the right bomb side and you still lose it and almost without a fight, that does not really inspire a lot of confidence, you really have to say. And now G2 taking the lead here on the 3rd map. I noticed, Moses, and I don't want to rub it in or anything, but the sort of downturn here for NRG coincided exactly when you said they were going to win.
Well,
You ready to accept that kind of responsibility?
I don't know. Tell me about your MIBR prediction again.
That's been set up. They're flying right under the radar.
That's how you're going to try and sell it?
Yeah, I've got to do something.
Ever since you predicted them to win the major, they've gotten progressively worse?
Stealth mode on.
Okay.
Everyone
Incognito
saying,
mode?
Yeah, everyone's saying, like, let's not prepare for MIB. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, that's going to be no problem. And then just wait. That is a very good flashbang, and that AUG, a lot of dreams tied to it. They're going to get absolutely crushed. Deagle not doing anything, and that was the 2nd rifle gone there, I believe, on Tarek, so a bit of a shame. Oh, Breeze will pick it up. Waiting for the right time to stand up, but Shox is so ready for it. That's a quad kill, by the way, with 2 health left.
Plenty of health to get an ace.
Yeah, 1 more than he really needs, actually.
Is he going to chase it? Shox isn't the kind of player to chase down an ace.
No, in fact, he's the sort of player where if you were on his
Freak
team...
out.
No, but if
what
you
major
did
was that? That he did that to a teammate? What major when his teammate knifed someone from Fnatic?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember as well.
That was like real early on.
I mean, probably the best moment of all time for you know, ridiculous knives has to be config on this map.
I don't want to talk about that one. It so pisses me off.
I love it.
I appreciated the play, but I did in my head think, man, I wish that guy would just turn around and just bang him out. Just to do it.
Yeah. Like that, and then see all of these teammates trying to choke him out on stage.
That was the Cologne major. The one we're talking about, Shox and the Knife. The one that NIP won. Cologne 2014.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shox had a teammate that had like a free knife on it. I think it was an NIP player. It was one of the Swedes. And as soon as the match was over, the camera just shot over to Shox, and he was just reaming him out, just in his face. You're at the major, no knifing.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably a good rule, but at the same time, we do like the drama when it happens, so hard to say, isn't it? 6-4. They've won all these rounds. G2 and Lucky hasn't got a single kill yet. He's 0-7.
Why not? He's throwing great flashbangs, though.
He is throwing great flashbangs. Can't really take that away from him. Beautifully arced. Just no sloppiness at all there. Flash. Oh, that reveals the AWP. Kenny really wants the repeat, but Cirque is going to have a much better angle, it seems. And that is once again the bomb.
Yeah, it's twice now Kenny's dropped the bomb in a position where NRG can really mount a defense of it. Shox has to spend his smoke just to get it, but Tarek's going to get aggressive behind this, and they might think it's only the op. They do indeed, and Tarek's going to get a couple free kills that actually just works out perfectly for him. Swing right into his crosshair. Lucky, a chance to get his first kill on the board. It's not going to happen. 9 HP away. 3 kills for Tarek in the round, and NRG finally back on the board after losing 5 in a row.
No more bombs for Kenny.
Yeah.
He's lost that privilege.
Kenny he shouldn't have the bomb to begin with, ever.
No, with the AWP, you don't really want your AWP to be running onto the bomb site to try and put the bomb down.
Now, I made that joke about Lucky throwing really good flashbangs, even having 0 kills. He's got the most utility damage in the server in 11 rounds, 126.
Well, there we go.
Shout out to your boy.
A bit of a discussion going on either team right now. But yeah, good job from Cirque over along. Taking care of that initial AWP versus AWP fight, which obviously is very important when you're going to be playing on.
Actually, oddly enough, Anders.
Yeah?
We're going to do a deep dive into stat. Not even that deep. Lucky with 0 kills has a higher ADR than Kenny S does with 5 kills. So that's interesting. Not every day you see that.
Are you just making that up?
No.
That seems so suspicious, doesn't it? That's like a great way to remind people why sometimes stats can be really stupid.
Yeah. That's a lesson that I feel like we should talk about more often. Either way, 6-5. Still in the favor of G2, and everything they get after this is great. Like this 6 is a good to have on your T side. If you can just build upon this, you've got what, 4 more rounds to try and get a couple more. It's gonna turn into a really nice T half.
Yeah.
And Tarek's been largely alone defending long A. He's gonna get the first. Oh, and he transfers over to the second. That's Lucky again. Just can't find a frag.
And the bomb.
And the bomb.
Yeah, they are really struggling with this whole bomb situation. They're trying to find their way, Moses, to
Which is surprising. It is a core concept of Counter-Strike.
It is. It's like if the hobbits made their way into Mordor and then they just forgot the ring somewhere else. And they're like, oh.
That's actually a really good comparison. I liked that.
You'd hate to see that happen.
Yeah, you would if like the 3rd movie they get all the way there.
They're like, hold on.
Sam's like, shit, I left it in the spider nest or something.
Yeah, back with the elves, maybe.
Yeah, that's a long trek back.
I won't lie, considering how the rest of that world plays out, like once they got to Rivendell, I would have stayed there. When everyone was saying like, you know, I'll join, I was like, no, I'm staying here.
Rivendell did look cool, but the elves were leaving too, so you're just chilling there alone.
Yeah, you got the whole place to yourself.
That's a fair point.
Just enjoy that.
You'd have to do all the chores as well, taking out the trash. 6-6.
Just move into a new abandoned, you know, elf house every time. Like, you just be like, this place is wrecked. I'm moving.
Throw a party and move on.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Round number 13. It's tied up again. And this time they have a bunch of people guarding the bomb. They've really brought the whole squad out. Making sure. Cirque pushing past the smoke. Flashbang. He really wants to help out his teammate, but that flashbang forced him back, and I think it flashed Tarek as well. That was great.
Position, I think Tarek's played that twice now. It hasn't worked either one. Did work in the pistol round when Breeze was there against Shocks, but since then, they've cleared Tarek out twice. Jack's now very close up, and I don't think they're aware of that whatsoever. Cirque isn't even looking for it. Utility usage, spot on for the G2 offense. Even that flashbang from the defense not going to do a thing, and Kenny's just going to tap his head away. Jax is still waiting. Ethan hasn't had to get involved. Bomb is planted in a 2-on-5, and Ethan either wins this round or dies immediately.
He was the latter.
That's the second option, yeah.
It's very sad, isn't it? No chance here. Breeze just looking to do a little bit of damage. Gives up his position, and they're going to kind of hunt him down. It's Jax to pick it up. And poor Lucky, in spite of them, you know, doing well, winning rounds, he just can't find it.
Who cares? 7-6. If you're lucky here, just get 1 kill so you don't have a goose egg. That's it.
Yeah, just get, you know.
Just get the 1.
Or keep the ADR up somehow. Keep doing grenade damage. Maybe that could be enough. 6-7. Round number 14 now rolling in, and almost all of the money being spent here for NRG. I think they need the last 2 rounds here to stay competitive. It was really looking good for them at one point. I was kind of starting to believe a little bit in the possibility they could win this 3rd map. Now, it's not that it's done, but it's getting progressively more and more difficult. Cirque, wow, that is a great peek from Lucky. Kind of surprised that he got that one. He follows it up.
It's a very nice battle. So 2 very impressive kills for his first 2.
Yeah, does get shot in the back of the head. But he did not have the bomb, Moses, so they still have that in.
Yeah, so it's all good. Infinitely better than some of the other deaths. Here we go. Breeze coming up the stairs. Almanac is waiting. This is a very brutal lurk. This is so hard to clear that out. He is looking in the direction. That's a big win. Good find from Breeze. That actually might force G2 to try and plant on this side, and that brings him right into the arms of Daps. He's blinded, and Shox can sense it. He hears the wild spray and goes for the peek.
They're going to put the bomb down. Thought maybe they would just try and run for the B-bomb side, but Kenny now, yeah, he's really unsure. They're not sure where both the players are. They obviously know where Breeze is, but once they figure out that the last one is there too, that could get interesting. There is a smoke on Breeze, so he could smoke off the bomb. It would also cancel out the Molotov that Shox is holding. Going to tap it once again. Not holding it down. And that's a nice shot from Kenny. Still a one-on-one here. Ethan now pushing in an incredible headshot, and the Molotov will not spread to him. It's going to be the round here for NRG. That was very close, but they pick up a 7th.
And Ethan even had a smoke, so if that Molotov did spread, he would have been fine.
Yeah, he could have done it.
7-7. That big fight from Breeze that forces G2 to plant on the other side. That is the big winning factor. If Breeze goes down there and that retake gets so much harder, might even just turn into an attempted smoke defuse. But either way, all tied up right at the end of this first half. We're gonna get a final timeout from G2. They really want an advantage into this final stretch.
Yeah, I think 8-7 is, I don't know, it's kind of doable for both teams. I think G2 are quite happy about the 7 rounds they have now.
I think you got to be happy if you're G2. If you look at like the maps that, if you look at Train, T-side has been, an issue for them. Like the more like tactical heavy maps have sometimes been a struggle for G2 right now at the moment. So the fact that they have 7 rounds on their T-side here on Overpass, fair play. Switch over. Maybe you want that double op rolling. Maybe just Kenny has a field day in bathrooms and getting aggressive and finding opening kills like he has been in the other 2 maps.
It could very well be.
The win conditions open up for the French team.
Yeah, there is a bit of a path to the victory here. Everybody well equipped for the 15th round, although, wow, Kenny down to 1 health. He's even just stunned. He's like, why? Why did that have to happen? We'll see. With that AWP, I mean, could still do some damage.
Yeah, he's just got to sit back, doesn't he? He turns into the player who's watching the flank. He turns into the player who's playing very passively for the bomb.
Tarek again back in this position, Moses. Spending more time in the bathrooms than Dr. Disrespect even.
It's not a bad reference.
Don't know why we want to.
You're very up to date on your references.
I really am. I've been...
You can tell you've been going to way more esports events these days.
I really have been putting in the effort. Really, this is the material I've been working with. Writing away late hours of the night, taking little notes.
Yep, on Reddit.
This will be funny. This meme will be good. Well, now they're circling back. Not so funny for Daps. He's got no grenades to hold it with, just the AUG here, and this position is one that's very easily shot down, although he has got a little bit of backup. Ethan following up. He does burn alive, and Cirque with a kill unlucky. And this is looking very good. Nice read coming out of NRG. They saw this coming. Now it's all on Kenny with the 1 health. Doesn't really seem fair, and he's going to go down to Daps. That's 8-7 in favor of NRG.
That is very nice rotations from NRG. Daps is actually bailed out first by Ethan to get a kill that saves his life, and then Cirque tags an opponent through the floor. 8-7 in the favor of NRG, but that was a real rough half for them. We'll see if they can take this series when we return from the break.
Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go. You take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my lead for the melancholy. Couldn't fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah. Sarah, why you leaving me? Don't you know you killing me now? Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go. You take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my lead for the melancholy. Couldn't fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's NRG and G2. And it's going to go into the final half here on Overpass. 8-7 the scoreline in favor of NRG. But I don't know. I think G2 are still in a pretty good position.
They're in a great position. I mean, we talked about that sequence of rounds early on. That NRG let the ball slip where they lost that. They lost an eco. They lost a round of just pistols, no armor, and it just kind of slipped away from there. That was a phenomenal first half for G2, especially considering the struggles we've seen them have on their T side. But still, NRG no slouches on this map. A chance for their T side to be devastating.
Oh, this is going to be fast, isn't it? Yeah, they're coming through the L bend. They need to get some kills right now on the defensive side. Are they going to get run down by the Glocks? And oh, there are actually a lot of people here. Kenny with the headshots, taking down 3. What a beautiful defense. It's Tarek fighting his way back, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough here. Can Kenny close it up where he started? He can indeed. A final headshot to shut it down. Quad kill overall, and every single one was a bullet to the face.
I cannot believe how many bodies G2 had at that B bomb site, but I think it might be a product. Remember Dust 2?
Yeah.
NRG did the same thing. They rushed B, and you think G2 just said, you know what, these guys are their pistol rounds have been pretty puggy. Let's just stack B and see what happens.
Yeah, you're right. They did do that. I was shocked as well because I was thinking.
Ooh. That's 3 kills and 4 bullets. That is beautiful work from Kenny. Obviously, it's helped out. There's so many people from G2 here that NRG can't even pick out the targets. Kenny's taking advantage of people turning the corner trying to fight someone else.
Yeah, I wasn't even really realizing that. You know,
4 people were there.
No, I mean, I have a minimap to look at, but
yeah, I thought G2 was going to get screwed. I thought they were so committed to the fight in Monster that the players coming from short would have just been able to just decimate them.
Yeah, because if you are that Monster player and you lose track of L-bend and they just run through it, you're done. They're just going to be so many people. So I thought, yeah, that's it. Like they're now getting crushed. Didn't really work out that way. Single flashbang on Daps. See what he could do with it. Setting up maybe for some of his teammates. They do have one P250.
Setting up at the B bomb site with that flashbang.
Maybe
the rest of his teammate.
Throw it over the wall.
This is what the minimap looks like in matchmaking when you're trying to be the endgame leader. You're like, all right, guys, let's go B. I have a flashbang. And I was like, nah, I'm going to go pick it A.
I mean, the idea of being a matchmaking in-game leader, that is truly soul-destroying, isn't it? Why would anybody do that?
Well, Anders, I would like you to talk me through, because this has always been your thing. Tell me what the flashbang did this round.
Well, he still has it, so we don't know Moses. Oh, that was close.
Okay.
I think
So some kind of plan did not get called.
maybe it was more like a little bit of a sort of a, you know, a token, or like a good luck kind of thing.
Okay, like a rabbit's foot, except it's a flashbang.
I bet you could. I bet if you bought a flashbang, you could wear it as like a necklace around your neck. And it
Would
would
you
be
want
dangerous
to?
if it pulls the pin out. That could obviously end badly. If you're like at a birthday party or something.
I wonder how easy those pins are to pull out. I'm not well versed in flashbang and grenade.
I'm gonna go ahead and say not that easy.
Okay. Well, here is an aggressive defense, and NRG committed very much through that deep smoke that's thrown, and they regretted that immediately.
They did. Tarek, I could see where he's coming from. He really wants to hunt down that retreating player in Kenny S, but that wasn't going to be. Now Jack's on the other side. This is actually kind of how NRG was playing it at the beginning of the first half. We were sort of talking about how hard that could be to hold on to if you're on the T side, and suddenly there are players behind you.
Well, this is super smart from Jax, right? Because if you're the player, if you're on NRG and you're in a 2-on-4, like you kind of feel like you have to stick together, have to get the bomb.
Yeah.
They had the information on where one player is, so Jax is just like, I'm gonna take advantage of this confusion. And now that his teammates are starting to find out and get better information of where they both are, that Molotov might have saved their life, actually, oddly enough. Prevents them from staying in that line of sight.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? But they're going to recommit to it, and that is a pretty easy shot. Bit of a fight now. Weaponry slightly favoring Tarek, but it doesn't really solve the problem of him being in a 1 versus 3. He's got 40 seconds. Molotov to buy even more time, and Jack's just quite happy to just be annoying in that corner. Flashbangs as well. Surely he's going to get wall banged from one side or the other. Yeah, there's going to be Jax to take him down. Smart play, and only losing 2 players as well on the G2 side. 10-8 overall here.
Yeah, G2 off to the races. First 3 rounds of this second half are picked up. In that first gun round, they just obliterate NRG right out of the gates.
Yeah, good job on Kenny here. Yeah, it would have been funny if that second Molotov had if they'd actually said, okay, let's go back to A, and then that's how they win.
Yep, kind of great. Utility again for Daps, this time using it early. They're going to try and crunch this defense at the top of the stairs. Ethan and Bree's going to come there. Cirque going to come through that smoke when they make contact, but it looked like they might have mistimed the flashbangs. Either way, so much utility for G2 on the retreat. They're playing it very, very safe, and it doesn't even matter. Breeze has the headshot. Amanek is stuck, but still winning.
Still winning, fighting his way out. That is not bad at all. Could have maybe been a tricky round if he hadn't got those 2 kills there. Jax, good angle, just not even the slight bit over peeking there. And even putting up the Molotov. Daps doesn't look like it's going to spread to him. But I'm not sure that makes a big difference here. He's going to be going down anyway. Jax still playing pretty well. One of the players that up until recently we hadn't really heard much about.
Yeah.
I quite like him as a player. I think he's got pretty good potential.
Yeah, he's been impressive. Early returns, I think.
Well, it's one of those things as well where you know, the people we always end up talking about are the people who you know, could be the next superstar, like Saibu or something like that. You know, that's clear. But it is kind of it does leave this false impression that every single player has to be the superstar player, and that's obviously ridiculous. So I'm not saying that Jax has to, you know, but I think he's fulfilling the role that he's playing in the team really well.
We'll come back to that thought in a second, because I have some things. Actually, we can do it now. Everything's slowed down. The French scene, as dominant as it was for like the first 3 years of CS:GO, like really needed. I guess it's kind of like the biblical flood type thing, where it's just like the French scene just kind of really just got erased, right?
That got really dark, like unbelievably quickly.
They needed to find like new players, a new superstar. They needed to find like new pieces to the puzzle, like players who could deliver really, really impactful plays, really impactful performances without being superstars. They didn't have any of it.
That's a good point. I wonder who from the French scene, if there was a flood, would make it onto the Ark, you know, and who would not be invited. There's a whole thing there.
We know already. It's
there are a couple of people.
NBK Apex, Shocks Kenny.
Happy, definitely not on board.
No.
Cirque gonna be winning that fight. We'll return to the flood. I like this. We should bring more biblical references into the game of Counter-Strike. I think we do need that. Cirque is down to 1 health, so that could be an issue. And even worse, in my opinion, they're really low on time. The bomb is now making its way out of T-spawn again. they can still lose this round very quickly. Like 30 seconds, they're going to be there. It's going to be a couple of seconds. Oh, they're getting the good timing here against Shocks, and the MP9 wasn't going to cut it. I was getting really scared for a minute there.
Yeah, I think Shocks was pretty bummed out that smoke just kind of faded. He really wanted that to have that cover. Either way, Lucky and Jack's going to back off. Going to be a 9th round for NRG, and all 5 players surviving, so that's very nice. That'll give them a buffer to kind of play with in terms of their economy. One more buy, and actually, with all 5 players alive, Daps wants to go in the hunt. He's got a chance here. He's going to find the first, and the second lines up for him. Nicely done.
Yeah, shutting it down, no problem. And actually kind of getting NRG back in the game before things started to really spiral out of control here for G2. So
yeah, keeping it away from like real comeback scenario, right?
Yeah.
Like this is striking distance.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think at a point where, because you really don't want the G2 economy to be at the double op, all the utility kind of range.
Once G2 gets in a position where they can rebuy utility and double ops if they lose a round, that's when it gets dangerous. It's hard enough taking that out of their hands one time. But you don't need a double op if you're G2 because you got Kenny. He's going to be playing in towards bathrooms. You haven't seen the op kind of come alive too much for G2 just yet on the defense. He had a pretty quiet first half, all things considered. He's had a phenomenal series. He's still leading the way on this map for G2. It's 17 kills for Kenny, 16 for Shocks, 17 kills for Breeze, and 15 for Tarek on the NRG side.
Shocks. Those jumps can be pretty dangerous. But he's not going to see anyone, but he also wasn't spotted. Now they're going to be throwing a smoke all the way up from the A side of the map. I think that's a bit of a distraction. Just pretending. And it finally lands there. It's going to be 21st round here. Kenny tagged up a little bit. Bomb is all the way outside of B. So they're just spending a lot of time trying to manipulate that defense. And finally they're going to go and pick it up. And this has kind of worked, although Amek is going to be slightly forward. They're actually falling back now. Do they even know what they're doing on the NRG team? I feel like they keep switching back and forth without actually ever encountering anybody.
Listen, the trick is to do it with confidence.
There's
all that matters.
One flashbang that was just used there on G2. They really have almost nothing left. Shocks winning a big fight there against it. They have no utility at all to defend with here, but they do have this boost coming in. Jax, is it going to be good enough? No, they have to fall back. 17 seconds, and the bomb making its way on. It's going to be there. You can, in fact, shoot through the box, Moses. Lucky is going to be taking down one, and he actually follows up on Dap. So even with the bomb plant, Breeze, who has been playing, I think, pretty well this best of 3 overall, how can he stop this from going in the favor of G2? He's going to pick up 1 kill. They don't have a smoke to block him off with, so they sort of have to fight him a little bit. Tap the bomb once, he gets 1 more headshot. And that is a slide over peak. Lucky coming into it. 3 kills in the round. He's got 6 overall. Those were pretty big kills.
Those were massive kills on that retake, and that's a really, really cool setup. I think NRG probably would have been happy to see that boost when they turned the corner, but G2 just turned into a firing squad along that back wall. They just kind of swung out. All 4 players taking whatever fight is presented as soon as that bomb gets planted. Let no one get out of the bomb site alive. It's exactly what happens.
I'm so excited by the fact that people are now trying to shoot for the box. You know what's really annoying? They're all doing it at the wrong angle. Like, invariably.
And they're not giving you any credit. You've been preaching that for years now.
Listen, I don't care, Moses. I'm not a sort of person.
Deep down,
Of course I care. I've been spending all this time. Do you have any idea how much of my life I've spent trying to...
Finding smokes, finding spams, finding weird flashbangs.
Just on that box alone. It must be like 6-7 hours of my life that I could have done something else with.
But what would you have done with those 6-7 hours? You would have been on Reddit. You would have been looking at memes.
Yeah, there probably would have been a lot of that. That does sometimes whole days go by. You don't know what you wake up.
Disappears, doesn't it?
Yeah, you look at the clock and it's 9 o'clock in the evening. You just don't know what happened, but memes can be important too. Don't want to undersell those.
Extremely important. I mean, we wouldn't have had that genius line about Dr. Disrespect in the bathroom if it weren't for you researching memes one day. So
that kind of was a casting highlight. If you missed some of that earlier,
definitely rewatch the entire broadcast today just to find it.
Yeah, that's going to be worth it.
It's that good.
It's the 22nd round and 12-9. Nobody's running away with this game right now. I don't know how to say this without making it sound awful, but I don't know if I should be sort of more disappointed in G2 or a little bit impressed by NRG. I don't know what to say. I feel like G2 should be winning this, and I guess they kind of are leading the game.
I can make it sound more awful than that, and I think it's because it's the way I actually feel, is that I'm just disappointed in both teams. Because I'm with you. I feel like G2 should be winning this, considering the circumstances around NRG at the moment, but I also feel like NRG should be good enough even with those circumstances.
All right, so nobody's winning.
Yeah, I'm kind of a dick like that.
Well, we'll see. It is day one, and there are some teams that just aren't really quick to start in tournaments. I think this G2 team, with Shox and Kenny playing the way that they are, a lot could happen here. Good refrag. There's Kenny dropping the bomb, and oh, what a beautiful repeat. Goes for another one, and he's shutting it all down. That is exactly the spice that we've been talking about. Like, if you can have Kenny playing like that, why are you not just winning the whole tournament? It's so disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah,
and beautiful
Kenny,
at the same time. Like, you just have to watch it. You can't look away. You know you shouldn't. You might have nightmares at night. Like, it would be better if you weren't looking, but
he's just so fluid with it, isn't he? In the way he like peeks and hides back behind the wall and comes back for more. He's so very good at it. And I think this is the turning point, Anders. I think now this kind of turns into a comeback scenario for NRG. This is now no longer within striking distance, and you now have some money built up on the G2 side of things. This is not going to be easy for NRG. What's the decision here? Looks like a contact play. They let Cirque just lead the way up towards sandbags with that AWP. See if you can get a pick out of your opper. Did he spot that?
Yeah, it seemed like he did.
Yeah, he's pretty convinced.
They're even sort of shooting through the smoke on the other side. Maybe trying to force somebody back.
This is a long time for your opper to be in great position. Shox is very lucky to get away with his life. That was a narrow miss for Cirque. They're going to back away. I like that call from NRG.
Shox, yeah. Happy to be alive at the moment. Flashbang for Jax to take a peek, see if they're still there. At least there is a breeze on the other side of the map, kind of making sure they're not getting flanked.
Well, okay, so Jax just pop flash cleared Monster. He just peeked in, he saw absolutely nothing. I want to see if there's going to be any kind of a rotation. Not just yet. Amanek's going to go down. Ethan has that first kill. Still 3 players at the B bomb site. It's all on Kenny.
Yeah, now is his time once again. They're going to be right on top, and he misses that no-scope, and he was going to get run down. So, what an odd round for G2 to be losing. You're absolutely right. They saw it. They hadn't lost anybody, and they have one forward player on A who gets down, and that's the round. They lose a single player outside of bathrooms.
Yeah, just that rotation couldn't be there. That peak from Cirque on sandbags must have just put the fear of God in them. They just must have been so scared a set piece was going to come in at any moment.
Well, the fact that there was a player heaven, Moses, why? I mean, it's not. There's no guarantee that Shox will be there again. Why not go for that quad boost in T-spawn? We all love it. You're guaranteed to get a little bit of credit on Reddit, which is important.
Massively important. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen. I don't think we saw either team busted out. We didn't see NRG, or I mean, excuse me, G2 do it in the first half either. We'll see. It is a lot of manpower to devote, and NRG's seen a couple times G2 being aggressive towards playgrounds, towards Fountain. They had that deep smoke and like 2 people peek behind it.
I came up with a 5-man boost on this map. Well, no one's ever done.
So the most ultimately useless boosts.
I mean,
in the history of the game.
Listen, no one's ever done it, so we don't know that. It could be the best boost of all time.
You gonna divulge it here?
I've already put in the video. You could do it by the railways.
Oh, plugging your YouTube. YouTube.com/
I don't actually know what the... So I guess I'm not. I had the opportunity for a minute there, but...
Here's a small detail. G2's out of timeouts. And round 24. Which isn't like... It might not have any impact. But remember they called a timeout in the first half at 7-7 just to get that one extra round, which they didn't get?
Yeah.
That's I mean... At the time, that made me scratch my head a little bit, because remember, if you go into overtime, you don't get new
I was gonna say,
timeouts, right? So this is a long time for G2 to be playing without timeouts, potentially. But I do understand why they've called it, with CZ, Deagle talking about this buy with the 3 rifles that they brought through from the last round.
A lot of people down here. They saved some rifles. CZ and a Deagle there on Amanek and Kenny. I think they were quite ready for some early B aggression. And NRG, I think to their credit right now, really trying to play this a little bit more safely. Tarek, though, oh, he's on the hunt. Amanek CC getting shot through the smoke, and he's got no chance at all. They might be saving some of these rifles almost right away again. Kenny with the deagle, but he's got almost no place to stand, and he's going to get shot down. Yeah, save what you can. Time to bail out.
Yeah, it really is.
Get back on that arc.
Get on by twos. Everyone bail out.
Not exactly my favorite biblical story. Actually, the one with Moses.
Sodom and Gomorrah?
No, the one with also a good guess. I was gonna say the one with Moses is probably the one.
Is it because of me?
It could have been.
You mean the burning bush, right?
It's no, it's because of the part that they never tell you. Just it goes up the mountain the first time around to pick up those stone tablets with all of the rules on. And when he comes down, like all of the villagers are worshipping, I don't know, like a golden calf and some other stuff too. And that makes him really upset. So he breaks the tablet. Then he goes to like a neighboring village, gets all the people there, comes back and just kills everybody. It's just so outrageous. I don't know, like that's a part that's often omitted. And I can understand why as well. It does make Moses seem slightly unreasonable in that particular situation.
That is the Old Testament. Very fire and brimstone. The Old Testament was.
Yeah, he didn't really have any patience for that. Like he could have probably just said like, hey, listen guys, like this golden calf thing, like that's not it, If we can ditch that and then check out these rules I've got. But that one, Daps, what a great opening. He's really not been the guy we've been looking for throughout this best of 3 to do a lot, but that kind of opening could swing it so far back. Look at the money they have on G2. That is nicely done.
Those are phenomenal frags for Daps. Even just at 4 HP, just sit here for the rest of the round. Daps should just take his hand off the keyboard, one hand on the mouse for the rest of the round like that.
Yeah, enjoy bathe in the glory a little bit.
Yeah, bask in it.
Maybe do some early high fives or something.
Maybe he just quits the server and he's like, this is for cutting me. I'm out.
Quitting while I'm ahead. Oh, boost. They're not going to catch anyone, are they? They can't really see Daps, as you said.
Ethan's right at the entrance to the short tunnel. If he comes through, there might be a chance, and he's starting to kind of peek with it, but Ethan, I would imagine, would clear this. He's pretty well versed in taking this part of the map.
They're moving over long, so they could cause a pretty big distraction. They haven't really decided yet. 40 seconds, bomb outside. That's a little bit of noise.
That's a lot of noise for Daps at this stage. Because you can also even just guess that footstep is coming off the boost.
Yeah, you definitely could. Now they're going to be peeking into A. They're not seeing anybody. The bomb is down here. If they somehow get shut down, Amanek gets one kill. The bomb is right in front, and they line up. 19 seconds. That is almost around. Now the flank coming in. They are still going to be able to do this. Kenny gets a kill, but he can't escape. Oh, wow. There are so many ways that NRG could have lost this round, but somehow they managed to make their way through.
They almost faked themselves into oblivion. They almost just ruined everything. They had the A bomb site. That's one concept that I really struggle with at times. How many times do we see teams that have like a 2-man advantage the way NRG did? It's a 5-on-3. Why are you running a fake?
Yeah.
Like, you have all the advantages. You don't need to run a fake whatsoever.
I mean, if he gets this kill, that's it.
Yeah. If he drops that bomb, it's or even if just Daps is the last one left. The 4 HP. Breeze is going to get aggressive. And this is a different style for NRG. Now, they've really picked up the pace, the aggressiveness. They're just getting into position, and they're willing to take contact, willing to take fights. All the information. Daps calls out 3 players graffiti. They're all dead. And now the flank. Daps has had great impact these last few rounds.
He really has. He's stepped it up. Even the grenade at the end. Dunking on them. Literally, Moses. Just
running over and teabagging.
I wish he would. He's a very well-mannered guy,
Canadian.
Yeah, well,
Canadian.
That's what I mean. So probably not his style. Although I wouldn't mind it. We do need more drama like that, don't we?
I don't know if that creates drama in this particular esport. I think we're fine with the crouch or the teabagging.
It's true. We are. Wearing it with pride in some sense.
Actively asking for more. 13-13 down the stretch. Final map of this Group A winners match, or semifinal. I don't know what we're calling it.
Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? But you're right. They are going to go through. Daps again. He's turned into an absolute god at this point, hasn't he?
That is a big, risky play for Jax.
Yeah, it really is. And he goes down, but they also have no information to play off of. Like, you don't even know at that point if Daps is the only one there or what's going on the other side. So here's the question for G2. Are they gonna double up on the risk taking? Yeah, it looks like it. I think this is smart. Pushing out of the B bomb side, like they have to do something.
You need to find, you need to get information. You need to find some advantage in this round. You need to create a win condition for your team. And that's exactly, you're right, what's happening. Shox, Lucky. Problem is with them both being pushed up in this fashion, there's no way to safely like rotate into a better position to help your teammates. They're in a 2-2 split. They can't go in the door because someone can be watching it. They're just not sure. And Ethan is there. But Amanek and Kenny S, the round, it feels, is on them.
Yeah, Kenny has to get this first kill, and then they actually have to do even more than that. Oh, that is good, but is it enough? Amanek there, he turns around, and he again nearly gets the double kill. Now Shox is pushing up behind, 23 seconds, and that's going to be the bomb dropped on the ground, setting up for a little bit more. Lucky coming in with a breeze. He's got the bomb, but can he actually plant at the time? They're going to be pretty close by the time. He's probably going to be stuck behind this truck, and the bomb does go down. He's got no more grenades, and they have a Molotov as well. They're going to put it in behind them, and that forces him to be pushed even further back. He's in a very, very uncomfortable position. The flashbang on top. He's going to get the one. No! Not even that. How did Shock survive all those bullets? G2 winning that round, and again, the risk they had to take going out of B, that really pays off.
It's the costly nature of NRG taking bathrooms. The kill from Kenny, the kill from Amanek to follow it up forces Ethan to come up and be aggressive. He can't just walk the flank. If Kenny, or watch the flank. If Kenny misses that shot, or if they pick him off, Ethan can just chill there and cut off that fast flank. But really well done. Shox and Lucky getting involved in the action very, very quickly. They maintain that lead, and that's the first round they were on a 4-round losing streak. Good on them to finally stop NRG and maintain the lead. Now they've got to build upon it.
Daps, his final tenure in this team, he's giving it all, heart and soul.
Tarek's being very vocal as well, which, I guess that's to be expected. We saw that interview with the coach of NRG saying that it was mostly going to be Stanislaw who had final say. Tarek's going to have a lot of input, but you could hear Tarek there calling the strats too monster, too short, and Tarek's going to distract somewhere. I didn't hear that part of the strategy.
We're not paying attention, Moses. We need it. We know that final bit.
That's the critical piece. That's the one that pulls the whole strategy together.
Well, let's find out.
It's the icing on top. It's the ketchup with a Happy Meal.
I hate ketchup. It's the worst.
All right, well.
I'm just putting it out there.
Guess I'm going to give a call to the American Immigration Services. Making sure you're never getting back into my country.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Got to be careful. Round number 28, and here we go. A little bit like you said, they're so quick in the L-bend here, and they're boosting on the other side, G2. That boost happening so early on, if they actually peek around the corner, they might just not be ready for it, because you're kind of expecting that later on, but the flashbang is so good. They're on the bomb side. The bomb is quite far back. Why has no one got the bomb?
Look at Amanek. Amanek has got a very fast flank. Yeah, that's a huge mistake at this crunch time. I wonder if Tarek could hear those footsteps. I think he did. Daps is looking for it because Amanek was running very, very far. Circa's got to turn and watch this monster tunnel, and just the timing is so brutal. There it is.
Yeah, he definitely heard that. Great call coming out. Oh, this is so strange. Nice enough shot there for Jax. It isn't really done yet. Daps waiting on the other side still. 4-on-4 here. Grenade. You're going to do a little bit, but they're going to need a lot more right now, and they're also going to be running out of time. Up on the high ground there, tapping away, but great crossfire. No way to get in. Daps to cancel out Kenny. Wow.
That's such a cool post-plant position where Ethan and Daps were inside the bomb site. I wonder if that's something that NRG has theorized and organized ahead of time, or if that just kind of happened. But Ethan was in such a good position to set up a crossfire with like two different teammates. He was in a perfect spot. Now Shox, he's going to get hunted down. They are relentless.
This is all the money they have.
The money is, they have enough. This is what we talked about earlier. G2 has no more timeouts. This is a round they would definitely call a timeout if they had one, because they need to talk about if they want to buy right now. They need to talk about if they want to save for the last round and play for overtime. And they've got to do it all in, what, 20 seconds? And it's got to all just be Shox's call.
Go door together, short. Looks like they want to try and take outside of B again, that Sue area. glad that we could hear a little bit. I think it adds a lot of flavor. I understand the controversy that's been in the past about it.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, not even that. If I was a player, I'd be like, you guys really have me on mic when you're on camera?
Listen, what if we just preemptively forgive them for whatever they might say, Moses? We all agree, it's fine. We have a lot of smokes, a single flashbang, a bit of a stack on B, and a lot of time for NRG to make up their minds. I don't know if, with these weapons for G2, how do you even find out what's going on? Like, you can't really easily push up and take a fight or anything. I mean, you can take a close range fight, but that's not even guaranteed.
I think your biggest thing is you obviously have 5 smokes, right? You want to stall out as much as possible. They haven't even thrown a single one yet, so they're waiting for a contact. And with the style that NRG has brought out, I think that's a pretty cool idea as well. Because remember, NRG's been playing this style now where it's like, we're going to, you know, quietly and efficiently get into a certain level of, a certain stage of map control, and then we're just going to flip the switch and it's going to be unrelenting attack onto a bomb site. So if you're G2 and that's the style you're going up against, as soon as you have the contact, drop the smokes. Make them awkward fights. And you have the CZs behind the smokes as well. This is going to be dangerous for NRG.
Yeah, it actually is. There's the wall going up in front of the bomb site, 25 seconds, and the bomb is kind of leading the charge. They're committed to this all the way through. Ethan inside of it, and he's going to get that kill. Tarek actually helping out, so they will get the bomb plant down here. Just waiting for it now, 15 seconds, and Shocks. Oh, he's going to peek out. Nobody checked it. He does still go down at the end, but with about 10 seconds left, and look at how close they all were to going down.
Yeah, 3 players, Daps, Cirque, and Breeze were all dinked, down to 12 HP each one. All right, well, second map went into overtime. Third map has the potential for it. 15-14, final round of regulation. NRG one chance to just close this out. G2 to force overtime. You've got pretty much everything you could want except for kits and except for an op on Kenny.
Yeah, but they do have at least weapons to fight with. You're absolutely right. This isn't the ultimate kind of tragedy that's going on here.
No kits in round 30. That makes me uneasy.
Yeah, I mean, and some of these calls right now for NRG have really looked good. They've really looked measured. Maybe it's the map, but they seem much more focused.
Pop flash for Shocks. They want to take control of Monster, but the problem is Daps has heard that. Can't find that kill. Ethan's still around. Tarek's nearby as well.
That's the bomb out there. I mean, Jax is still pushing. Cirque is kind of aware of it, but yep, he sees the bomb.
Oh,
How much is he going to be able to hide?
Not like this.
Oh. Now, that might actually mean that Cirque, he's still waiting, but he might give up on doing that. He might think, yeah, that's it. That was the guy, the other sort of aggressor he's thinking about. He's got such a good idea. Now Jax is in a lot of trouble. He has to fight, and he somehow gets a kill. Kenny will follow it up, and can he make it back through the monster tunnel without going down? He's hiding inside of the smoke. It seems absolutely crazy. And now he's going to be able to make it back. And, yeah, 2 versus 3 here, 45 seconds. Could very well be Omen. Oh, and Amanek. What an aggressive position. Tarek not going to check it. The shadow showing on the ground. Surely, Breeze, he can't do this, surely. 30 seconds for a 1 versus 3.
Problem is he can't really slow down. He's got to go this fast. He needs to find Amanek before he gets to the bomb site. Advanced position. Almost, I mean, Amanek's in such a good spot. His positioning, his spot selection in this round has been great. That kill on a Tarek just previously. This one's easy as you'd like. 15-15, overtime again.
Yeah, and maybe, what? A little bit of a conversation, a little bit of bathroom break, I imagine. Which, fair play? I guess you might need that.
No.
No?
Not fair play.
You just want to move on with the show?
Yeah, you finished the game.
Well, you are, you know, a tough teacher, Moses, aren't you? Maybe careful about that. I'm really interested in how this plays out, but I don't know what to make of it. We've been criticizing NRG a lot. I'm impressed by the fact that they managed to run this so far back. Like, even if they seem really focused, really good calls.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the comeback on Dust 2. I don't know if I'd call it a comeback here, but they were down, what, 13-9 at one point, I believe. So, I mean, even that's a good recovery of some sort. Shocks and Kenny are going to end up having just absolutely phenomenal series for G2. Kenny especially. I think he's right around 90 kills across the series at this point.
That is really good. Hard to really complain about. It's been a real joy watching him play. If you guys are, you know, unaware, so we're watching a couple of highlights here from the match, waiting for the players to get back. We've also got Heroic and Astralis playing next.
Oh, over on the B stream. Or no, on this stream.
Yeah, on this stream. I
Okay,
believe.
that's the next game.
I could be lying.
So you're loving that. Denmark, back at it.
No, my half brother Freiburg. I'm moved on from Denmark. Don't care about it anymore. It's been done.
Okay, it's overplayed.
We've got that one Swedish. We've got 9 Danish players in that
They're
match.
not even that good anymore. They went out in the group stage at ECS. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, let me down. I can't deal with it anymore. So, back to Freiburg. With it all the way back.
back to Freiburg. Yeah, I mean, once he left NIP, I think the Nip Magic went with him. I think that was the final straw of the Nip Magic, was Freiburg's departure.
Him and Fiflaren both.
Yeah, they were the ones that brought it.
I really think so. We should rewrite history. Maybe build a bronze statue.
We'll talk to the Liquipedia people. Change everything.
Change it all. Well, it seems like everyone's back in the seats, back in action. How do you feel about that NRG prediction, Moses? It got closer than I was thinking. So, you sticking with it? Do you want to switch back?
No, I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
I'm not scared at all. They've got him exactly where they want him. Here we go. A big force for both teams in the stairwell. Tarek and Daps.
What? How are there so many people here?
This is going to be wild. One Molotov ruins G2's day, but they're not throwing it. Oh, they're going to get slaughtered. They're going to get absolutely slaughtered by Amanek. 2 easy kills. Great flick from Cirque, but what more can he do? He's never going to expect Shocks to be to the left. He's hoping his teammate, he's hoping Ethan can be the one to cause it, at least force him back. If Kenny takes one wrong step, he goes down, but he's got the kill. There's the follow-up. And Shocks was lurking all along.
He almost got shot right in the ass, Moses. He was backing up. It was about to be a real disaster. They do win that fight on the stairwell, so good news all around for the G2 side of things. You don't really see triple stacks like that so often in that position. Curious why Shocks didn't go up on the shelves down there.
I don't think it mattered. He didn't have to get fancy with it because it was a bait and switch, right? He wanted his other team. He wanted Amanek to die, and then it was exactly what Cirque did. Remember, he killed Amanek with the AWP, and then he immediately pulled out the pistol and pre-fired the top of the stairs. Never once considered Shocks would be in that corner.
Well, Breeze could make a real highlight here, couldn't he? If he could bust open this door, kick it in, and just kill everybody. Oh, what? That's something. It didn't work out,
That's not bad.
but he somehow knew.
It's a nice little blind shot. What's he saying?
I really wish I knew. Where is Semla when you need him? We could translate some of this, right?
Yeah, it would be great.
Oh. Ooh.
You could translate all of it. He's pretty fluent in French.
He does know a little bit.
Yeah.
Would
There's a little bit of Swedish as well.
Would you learn? Yeah, I think he might be learning. He's been there a long time, so.
Are you going to tell me in the next stage of replacing Semler, you want me to learn a foreign language?
Yes.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I've been thinking maybe we could do it together, Moses. I'm thinking Russian would be great to learn.
Okay.
I think that would be good. Or Portuguese, we could go that way too. How do you feel about that?
No.
No?
I don't want to learn either of those languages.
It's very American of you, man. Not gonna lie.
Not that I don't want to learn any language. Oh, nice from Tarek. That's his spot. He's been going there a lot in these rounds. Ethan's going to find one over towards Sandbags.
Why did the kid slide down like that? That looked very odd. Well, Jack's trying to take this fight. I mean, now when you're 2-on-5, like anything is open for business. Just try and do something if you're playing here on the G2 side. I think playing defensively and hoping you get like a series of like 3 great 1v1.
I feel like, yeah, you gamble, right? But like it should be just like Jax and Kenny S, they both either pick A or B.
Yeah.
And just get hyper aggressive. Just do some crazy stuff. Molotovs stacked up. Jax is going to have to back away. Kenny has arrived. What kind of magic can he give us?
I mean, they have the money to go for it, so it doesn't really cost them a lot here. Jack's going to be taking down Tarek. More grenades being set up, and now he's just running onto the side. And again, yeah, might as well try.
Yeah, and you just essentially have to guess. You can't possibly clear everything, and you can't be efficient in a battle even if you do clear, even if you are clearing everything. So just assume someone's not there. Try and gain the edge.
That's going to put us into the last round of the first half of overtime here with the teams splitting the first 2 rounds between them. Let's see what happens here. Man, what an opening from Tarek. Recoil on that just bounces perfectly into Amanek.
Didn't even really look like there was recoil.
No, he just kept going, didn't he?
16-16. Cirque with the op. Looking for aggression. They have it. Kenny peering over the top of the smoke, and Amanek now gaining position. Daps and Ethan eat nade damage, and Amanek gonna turn the corner. This is gonna be huge. Kenny goes down, but they still have no idea. Amanek can destroy everything in this round. Breeze. Oh, he's not gonna clear it, and the trigger discipline is real. Amanek. This is a beautiful play. He's just going to take it while he has a free one. Cirque to follow up, and Tarek's got to pin him down. He doesn't want to get aggressive. He's the only one here. He wants to keep him pinned into this corner, but he's going to have to remove Amanek eventually. There's the smoke, or the Molotov, excuse me. Tarek gets it with the pre-fire. The crouch slide as well, and now it's Ethan's turn to make a play.
Wow, I'm impressed that Tarek even got that kill. He was being pre-fired, but you're absolutely right, Ethan. What a play it is. Picking up 2 inside of the bomb site. That, I mean, that was so much happening in that round.
Yeah. That's a very, very individual round, isn't it? Of just people making their own decisions far away from any teammate.
Yeah.
Shocks, 1 versus 3, rotating over. He has a timing with this flank, because Daps just got into position, but he was there late. Shocks has already passed it. No trigger discipline for him, but he's got 2 kills. Daps has to rise to the occasion once more.
The grenades. Oh, God, he's got a smoke and a Molotov. Throwing it in there. If he goes right on the defuse now, he's going to smoke it off as well. But Daps, he's under a lot of pressure right now. He almost has to do something. He's still waiting on the side. He called a fake a little bit, and now he's shooting through, and Shocks is going to be there. A 1 versus 3. Very... Oh, yeah, gotta also find that bomb.
That would have been so awkward.
He's even laughed. That's not funny.
That would have been so ridiculous. Oh, a 1 versus 3 in overtime of the 3rd map. That is crushing for NRG. And remember, they did not have a good CT side themselves. Although, I will say, most of the issues they had on their CT side stemmed from like 2 back-to-back rounds early on that just destroyed their economy.
Yeah.
So, it looked like they were poised to have a pretty good defensive half, but it was just ripped away from them early on.
Man, what a way to end this round.
It's all about that timing. When Daps got into position, that one slipped through the cracks for NRG.
It's so next level as well. The Molotov means it's very hard for Daps to hear that defuse. The smoke goes up. He has to assume he's inside of the smoke defusing, and all he can do is pre-fire it, and that pretty much gives the round. So very smart all the way through with a little bit of assisted timing for Shocks. That's going to be just amazing. Now, second half of overtime coming in. G2 need 2 rounds. NRG need 3. Could even see some double overtime. We're lucky, Moses.
If we're lucky. Cirque with the AWP halfway up bathrooms. Just 1 kill and fall back. That's his goal. Utility out. It doesn't even affect him. He's got an easy one. Shocks goes down. But Cirque's going to stick around for more. Grabs a new angle. And he's even got Tarek pushed up now with the cover of smoke.
Are they going to be expecting it? Amanek snuck his way through. That could get very interesting.
I was going to say, problem is, Amanek can actually circle around bathrooms. I mean, that's a pretty bold play to make from the T side. Oh my lord, that's awkward as hell, but Tarek's got the kill. Amanek now looking behind. They have no idea he's here. Cirque, if he leaves this alcove, but Tarek's found that as well. The timing has just perfectly worked out for this NRG defense, for Tarek specifically, and Kenny can do not enough. 1 kill, all tied up at 17.
Yeah, you'd have to read pretty deep into the matrix to be able to find your way through that.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
It's like perfect timing. Walks in.
About 3 different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. This first shot is great, but this is odd. Like they're both.
Well, even like.
Yeah, but there's like a blood decal behind him,
Okay.
so I'm guessing that's maybe part of the reason why he was like, what's going on?
He had to do like a triple take. Like the double take didn't register in his brain.
Peanut brain.
All right, well, I wasn't gonna go there.
Listen, it's a meme that he himself is, moving forward.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah, why would you?
But what a round from him. even sneaking back around and catching Amanek. Now it's 17-17, all tied up, and grenade to clear out those barrels. The bomb's still far away. Lucky does go down. It's Breeze to pick up a kill.
And that's really the biggest presence G2 had on that side of the map. They got to go back towards A, right towards Cirque, and he misses the first shot. Amanek is going to put him down, and Kenny onto Breeze. Those are big players to be knocked out of the fight. It's a 3-on-4. This is for a chance to take the entire map. The boost comes in late. Almost catches Kenny. But what a huge advantage for G2. 4 players alive in a post plant. Tarek's got a smoke, and that might be the only option they have.
Yeah, I really think you're right. That is the one key to get back in it. Tarek picking up the kill on Amanek, and now Ethan. Yeah, he's trying to bait them out. He really wants them to come and peek him, but Jackson, Kenny, and now all on Daps, and he picks up 2 massive kills. Now up on top. He has no idea where Kenny is. He just has to go straight for the defuse. Inside, knife is out.
Oh, no!
One more second, and somehow they get the round. Daps with a double kill, and then a sneaky defuse inside. I can't believe it. Is it too late to cancel the contract and just keep Daps around?
Listen, the ink's still wet. I think it's all good.
What if they spill some coffee in and say, oops?
Oh, yeah, my bad. I got to get another one. That is a... I mean, we said it. That might be the only option they had, and that smoke was just clearing. Maybe another, like, second, and Kenny would have been able to spot the ankles, spot some leg, be able to get in there.
He was swinging the knife.
He was just a little bit off, wasn't he? Like, a foot to the right.
But he had the AK. Did he not have it reloaded?
I think players have gotten to this point where they just feel the knife is more reliable if you have if like the defuse just starts and you're that close, just get in there instead of risking it. I don't know. I see some players like the knife selection, some players don't. Remember the old get right debate when he had that knife thing on a train? Yeah.
I actually that actually is still a little bit painful to think about. Hadn't really got over that yet, Moses.
Shout out to Get Right if you're watching.
Oh man. 18-17 series point right here for NRG in an absolutely grotesque twist towards the end. Double kill, smoke defuse. G2, if they end up losing it here in overtime to that, that's gonna be a bit of a restless night, isn't it? Well, let's see. They had a double grenade towards that boost, and it did a bit of damage, but nothing crazy. Now a big trade, and Daps is out of the round. Amanek to pick him up, and Ethan almost caught jumping. I can't believe he got that headshot. Strafing away with the AUG, and is he ready for more? Shox is right there when the smoke clears. Ethan, 1 kill here could seal them the victory. But backing out instead, that actually doesn't even come to a fight. There's a minute left.
These young players love a gap in the smoke. You saw it register in his head that there was a gap there, and he's like, oh, I'm going to exploit the hell out of that. Here we go. Shox, Kenny, Amanek give the illusion of backing off, and they just play the patience game. They want to make NRG second-guess themselves. Tarek and Ethan dedicated to this B bomb site. Cirque with the AWP playing passively at A. I don't think this defense is going to move. I think they're very content with the setup they've got at the moment.
But those 2 smokes, if one of them go for heaven and Cirque tries to rotate back down, assuming that Ethan and Tarek can't just shut it down, that could be a big problem too. Molotov, so they don't have to check the barrels. That's always really helpful. And now they're going to go for it. 2 smokes, a bit of a wall there to try and get the bomb down. Cirque is there to pick up the kill on Amanek and Tarek. He doesn't actually catch him. He's still inside of the smoke. This should absolutely be it. Kenny goes down, and NRG to pick it up in overtime on the 3rd map. What a shocking twist. I can't believe it.
What a phenomenal 3rd map, and what phenomenal grit shown by NRG with all the things that they've been working through, the impending leadership change, practicing with another player for the past few weeks. This is a gutsy win for them, a comeback in map 2 and taking map 3 in overtime.